Mm-hmm. Last week, we watched this cool video with a 3D moving map or mat that is for VR, and Disney made it. Brownlee went in there and experimented with it. It was super awesome. If you missed last week's DG in the morning, it was a blast. And in it, they also had a lightsaber, and I was like, dudes, I didn't know lightsabers were a real thing, and they are. And these apparently are the dudes that built the actual functioning lightsaber. So I want to check this out. Thank you for being proactive and finding this content for us, algorithms. Let's check it out.
We've been developing proto lightsabers for over 7 years now, with 7 iterations, each being better than the last. But today, it's time to cut the cord.
This right here is the world's first fully self-contained plasma-based lightsaber.
Awesome. I mean, that's one hell of a handle. I mean, I'm happy they got to this point, and that looks fucking awesome. But like, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? We got a long way to go. Pun intended. Pun intended. We got a long way to go.
Now I know what you're thinking. It is a little bit long, but let me show you how we got here, and more importantly, where this takes us next. We took everything we learned from our proto sabers and have perfected the design to be fully self-contained. This is a critical stepping stone to developing the iconic lightsaber. But before we can tackle the challenges of making a normal-sized lightsaber, there is still a lot for us to learn and improve, like the components, layout, and the optimization of the regulators, flow control, and electronics. So here is where we are today, the lightsaber pike. This video is sponsored by Shopify, which is a service we use and love, but more on that later. And it's funny, because we actually managed to follow the exact same development cycle as the Star Wars universe, going from Proto Saber Power Pack to lightsaber pike, and in the future, the fully self-contained lightsaber. Is it possible? Well, yes. This right here is proof that we're making progress. And later in the video, I'll show you exactly how we plan to get there. Regarding the design, I've 3D printed this as a good visual to show you how it works. And there's going to be 77 components inside of this thing, each one of them critical for the lightsaber to function. Basically, the lightsaber pike works by combining fuel and oxygen in a controlled manner, igniting the mixture to create a plasma blade, and using the electronics to control its various features. With the design and prototype.
Okay, this is so cool and so terrifying at the same time, because some douchey kid's gonna fuck my car up or cut somebody's arm off on accident. There's gonna be so many lightsaber accidents. It's gonna be ridiculous. Can you actually lightsaber fight with these motherfuckers though? Can like that's the thing that I think would make it ultimately the coolest thing in the world. Like, okay, now that we've seen that it's doable with this very large shaft, of which I'm completely jealous of and wish that I had for my girlfriend, but do not. Now that we've seen this functioning prototype of a lightsaber work, right? And we see this plasma and that it's contained, and that's super fucking awesome, okay? That's great. But after we've shrunken the shaft down a little bit, okay? When you take another lightsaber and you hit it against another lightsaber, will there be that cool fucking sound? Okay, that's the question. Will it go? Will it throw sparks off? Will you get the resistance? Will you get the inertia? Inertia. Or does it just pass through? If it just passes through, F this, F this. If not, pretty cool. I want the science on this, please. Pepe, get me the science on this.
Type out of the way, it's time to start fabricating. I got Linus and Logan started with the body tubes. They engraved the design pattern into the tube using a rotary axis in the CO2 laser.
I should.
It
We're
looks
gonna play
pretty good.
your
And this allowed them to drill and cut the shapes
cinematic after
accurately.
this, E-Red.
Each body tube has mounting holes on the ends that needed to be drilled out and threaded on our tapping arm. After a quick clean
Stunner says, nope, they pass through and both parties get horribly burned and die. That is my thought exactly, Stunner.
up on the lathe, the slots can be angle ground out. The slot trays were then bent to shape and welded on to finalize our body.
What's up, Sanders?
While they were doing this, I used our fiber laser to cut out the decorative pieces out of 1/4-inch brass.
Linus, we're making 18 more of those.
They're making what? Oh,
These needed to be cleaned up and polished. And boy, did that take a while.
Like 16 hours.
But the final result was well worth it. With the stainless and brass completed, it was time to move on to the carbon fiber tube, which Linus quickly cut the shape and fit it together. In the meantime, I started working on the custom brass fittings to put the fuel.
It's not cool unless it's gold. Like brass is like a doorknob, man. Watch out with brass. It's going to turn green after a while. How dare you? Moisture's going to turn that brass and pit it. It's going to be terrible. Trust me, as a dude that used to sell brass chandeliers and lighting fixtures, you never do brass? God, I got to tell these guys how to make this shit. You make it out of gold. Out of gold, baby. What's up, Board Gamer? How you doing? Coming in with 73 Board Gamerites. Is that what you call your dudes? Board Gamerites? Thank you so much, Board Gamer. We love you. We hope you had a great stream, dude. It does take 10 minutes to say anything in this chat room. Let that be a warning. We call that salad vibes. We're very sorry it takes 10 minutes for any of you to say anything.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
I love you, Board Gamer. Thank you so much. And just to let you know, it does take 10 minutes for anybody to say anything because I am so hated. I am such a hated, polarizing person. And you understand that being bald? You understand that being a bald man, Board Gamer? It's some crazy thing that happens. People just hate bald people. How dare people? Quit being so baldest. Quit being so baldish. Just teasing. By the way, welcome everybody from Board Gamer Stream. We are watching how to make a lightsaber. It's literally a saber of light. If you know about Star Wars, then you know.
System together. Each piece was precisely aligned and soldered together, leaving us with a super compact fuel controller.
While Bogdan works on building the lightsaber pike, I want to show you guys what I've been working on for the past year. I've been really passionate about building products for Hacksmith.store, and especially our new line of Hacksmith tools.
Board can talk because he's been here before. Yay, Board! You're right. I'm always wrong. This is what we've determined. You are right. Boyd says you are wrong. People like full heads of hair and they like bald men, but they hate balding men. Yes.
It's given me the chance to really spend the time to engineer some amazing quality products, and I'm super excited about our new mini saber Gen 2. It's a fully custom mini saber that I designed that has all the best features from our first one and some significant improvements. It has a larger butane tank with almost 3 times the volume of the original. It's got full metal construction. It's modeled after the original Guinness World Record plasma proto lightsaber that we made, and my favorite part, the flame color changers. The best part is all sales go towards our full-size lightsaber development. These are available for pre-order on Hacksmith.store right now, which is
I'm not looking for that. I don't want the show, for God's sake. I want the actual lightsaber, not this small cigarette lighter, for God's sake.
Is the use of pure oxygen. By using pure oxygen for the flame, we can reach temperatures of 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit, far hotter than a blowtorch. But high-pressure oxygen can actually be extremely dangerous, as it can allow anything to burn. Not just the metal door we're trying to cut, but the whole lightsaber can go up in flames if we don't do this right. So in order to safely store pure oxygen at a high pressure, we partnered with Swagelok Ontario, who provided us with 3 double-ended cylinders, cleaned for oxygen service, which should give us about 3 minutes of runtime. These bottles had to be connected together with a regulator and solenoids on one end and the quick connects on the other.
Thank you, Sketch.
With that out of the way, the batteries can be attached. I created 2 battery packs that mount around each cylinder joint, which should allow the lightsaber to function for about 30 minutes on a single charge. Since the oxygen bottles and the carbon fiber tubes are conductive, it was extremely important to protect our wires and batteries after we were done soldering. To do this, we used the thin, insulating, and heat-resistant tape called Kapton.
Oh, this thing is feeling awesome.
Next up, we 3D printed a unique joining piece. This part connects the front stainless steel body tube to our carbon fiber oxygen system and needed to be extremely strong and rigid. To make this, we used our new Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon 3D printer, along with some incredible nylon carbon fiber infused filament. This stuff is way tougher than PLA or even ABS, and was important in making sure that our lightsaber pike wouldn't be bendy in the middle. Just like our previous lightsabers, we're using the Glass Torch Technologies Mirage nozzle to create the laminar flow plasma blade, and the same flow regulators that we built for the Kenobi saber. At this point, we could attach our fuel controller to the flow manifold and nozzle. Then
insane.
a 3D printer bracket could be added to hold our speakers and PCB, which was fabricated by our friends over at JLC PCB. This circuit controls our solenoids, regulator, and sound, and was designed using Altium. Altium Designer is our favorite PCB design software, and their tools like Altium 365 and Altium Co-Designer really streamline the process. By the way, we have partnered with Altium, and if you use my link, you can try it for free, and get 25% off if you decide to purchase. And as always, to see the full schematic diagram, you can check out the maker.io link in the description below. The 3D printed pilot light assembly could now get the regulator, nozzle, sparker, and on-off switch installed and be mounted onto our fuel assembly. Alright, that's our fuel assembly, let's put it into the lightsaber. The carbon fiber tube can be attached to our oxygen tanks, followed by the stainless steel body tube, the bottle heater, and the fuel assembly. To hold everything together, the decorative brass pieces can be attached. Finally, the button cover and the sliding door can be mounted and our butane cylinder installed. After a bit of code,
That is a fully completed lightsaber.
Ridiculous.
This thing is ridiculous.
and there we have it. We just managed to cram 11,000 watts, or 36,000 BTUs of heat at 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit and over 3 minutes of runtime into a handheld, untethered lightsaber pike.
No. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. You gotta last longer than that with all that shaft. 3 minutes.
Oh, it's gonna melt through.
Right, Limitless, right.
This is so much better than the Proto Saber. With the Proto Saber, all these sparks and all the molten metal was just burning me. And now
All right. No. Now listen, what they're doing is great here, but listen what I want. I want a literal, like, energy. I want energy. You understand? I want electric. I want the kyber crystal inside. I don't want flame. I don't want plasma. I want I kind of want plasma, but more solid, and I want the effects. I don't want the effects thrown in. Okay, they're throwing in sound effects. This just sounds like a flamethrower is all this sounds like, for God's sake.
I actually get to stand like a few feet back.
Liberate those electrons.
Yeah. That was awesome. You might be thinking.
Not really. I'm going to have to disagree with that. That wasn't as awesome as I was picturing in my head. When I first started clicking on this video, I was thinking it was going to be much more awesome than that.
This honestly might be less practical than having a power pack. And
You think this might be less practical? Oh, really? Who's the Einstein now?
you might be right. But the key takeaway is that we're only 3 steps away from making this into a fully handheld, self-contained lightsaber. Step 1 is to reduce the oxygen system. Currently, the oxygen storage takes up half of
Okay. Here's the thing. I appreciate you, the algorithm spelled with dance and love, finding us really cool things, but by no means is the lightsaber even close. Even after the 7 years of work, I'm not trying to diss these dudes, but even after the 7 years of work that they've created to make this lightsaber pike, they need to do a lot more work, more science, more maths, if you will. This right now, laughable. Shameful even. Shameful.
shame. Shame. Shame.
Aether's throwing signs my way. Aether says, DG360. I know, by the way, Aether just became a doctor. Can we get some applause for Aether? He is a legit doctor now. And the doctor's telling me here, and I really have to listen to Aether. He just got his PhD, and he's saying, you have to understand that according to modern physics, building a real lightsaber is actually impossible, DG. Hold on. I know you're a doctor, and I know you're my friend, Aether. But to you, I say, boo! 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 I want what's in the movies. Do you understand, Aether? I want it. I want it now. I want to see this. We're all Star Citizens here. We're all part of this project. We know what it feels like. We want the impossible made possible. You understand, Aether? You understand it. You're a Star Citizen backer. Make it happen, people. Make it happen.